Hi, yes, I'm Sydney Hay, or Hey Sydney, I answer to either one. And I have to give Calla Pearson the credit, or maybe the blame, whatever you think, for my being here this evening. Back in April, my husband and I decided that we needed to do some praying and soul searching and discussing about whether I needed to get into this race for Congress or not. And we decided we needed to get away and take a little retreat. And where we went was to Calla's bed and breakfast, and spent the weekend in thought and in prayer. And the morning we left, Calla, I haven't told you this, but the morning we left, we sat around your breakfast table looking at the beautiful flowers that were blooming that April morning on your back patio. And you told me about a lot of the concerns that have gone on here. You told me especially about concerns that relate to federal government agencies and the bureaucracies that don't do the simplest things that would make life so much better. And there's no reason not to. It's just bureaucracies run amok. And we had that conversation. And so as my husband and I were driving out back onto I-17, we looked at each other and said, we need to do this. Because I knew, with all my background in battling against federal government agencies that have run amok, that I was the person that needed to get into this race. So that was my connection here back in April. The country's in deep trouble. The economic disaster that is looming will bankrupt the country by 2016. That's the date. 40% of every dollar of the federal budget is borrowed now from countries like China. All our unfunded liabilities of the federal government today total 90% of the gross domestic product. Our country is in deep financial trouble. And yet, those in Congress will not deal with it. And we have to send folks there that will. I went to Congress, to Washington, several months ago, armed with this information. I tried to get members of Congress to form a balanced budget caucus. Do you know there isn't one? There's one for everything else. No balanced budget caucus. And I got 2 members to agree to do so. One Republican, one Democrat. But you know what? The day they tried to make it official, the powers that be in Washington called them both on the carpet and said, don't you dare. That's why I'm running for Congress. But I'm also running for Congress because the other crisis that we have in this country is the lack of political will in Washington to defend this country. I'm tired of watching politicians apologize for America. We're the good guys. I don't want to see them bow to foreign dictators and give standing ovations to our harshest critics. We're the good guys, and we need members of Congress with the backbone and the political will to defend this country, and that includes border security. I'm so proud of my state, so upset with the federal government, and so proud of what we've done here with 1070, because we have not only done something to say to the federal government, if you won't do your job, we will. We have also stood for now federalism and states' rights. And not just on 1070. Proposition 106, November, we'll have an opportunity to vote a constitutional amendment here that will guarantee that Obamacare will never, never force you into any government program, not if you live in Arizona. And Proposition 108, which I chaired, and we're still in a legal battle with the unions whether we can be on the ballot or not, but if we are successful, and I think we will be, Proposition 108 will put a state constitutional amendment in our constitution that will guarantee that the next agenda item of Barack Obama, which is forced unionism via his card check legislation, that it will not go into effect in Arizona because you will always have the right to a secret ballot. So folks, this is why I'm running for Congress, but mostly I'm running for my grandchildren. Because I don't want to be the first generation of Americans that turns over to my grandchildren an America that is less free, less secure, and less prosperous. And that's the way we're headed today. So thank you very much. I'm Sydney Hay.